Budget review statement to Parliament. What are your thoughts? Were your expectations met? Government says it is staying within its expenditure. Is that good news for you? Government says there will be no budget overruns. That is synonymous with election year. I'm sure that should be good news to you, right? And then we'll also talk about the proposed mobile phone, the credit scoring system. And so if you need a phone like probably this one, and it's, let's say, 10,000 cedis, you can pay 1 cedi at every month, and then you can be able to buy that phone. Is that also good news? And then the majority says they are asking John Dramani Mahama to debate its flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Minority says, well, if you need somebody to debate John Mahama, it is not Dr. Bawumia. Rather, Dr. Bawumia should debate Dr. Adongo because they are both economists. What do you think about it? You get to have your say right here on the show. So you know that it's a packed day, and of course, our usual suspects will be on for the breakfast with you, not leaving court today. Let me help you start your morning right. Fridays are a bit relaxed, but hey, you want to go out there and work, you need to earn your keep. Let's begin with our quote of the day. Is by Dalai Lama, who says just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. So as you begin your weekend, please be positive. No matter what it is, don't worry. Listen, life will eventually go on. So just be positive. You don't have any reason to be negative. Life hits hard sometimes. I know we are in a tough economic dispensation, but don't worry. No matter what it is, it will pass. Like they say, this too shall pass. So whatever it is you're going through, be positive. Think positive, be positive, and then positivity will come into your life. That's a quote by Dalai Lama. Let me pump you up for the morning. It's Friday. Well, our video of the day.
Here is a recap of the words we brought you this week. On Tuesday, we brought you Logafile. On Wednesday, we brought you Bibliophile, and on Thursday, we had Mellophile.
So it's been a week of the files. Yeah. So you know that every day here on the show, we help you improve your English language. We want to help you speak right. We also want to help you to write the right English. You know that, Charlie. We're an English country. Yeah, I know that some of you disagree, but we're an English country predominantly. It's now time for Inside Out. Welcome to Inside Out. You know, every Friday we allow you have your say here on the show. So tell us what's on your mind. The Finance Minister on Tuesday presented the mid-year budget review statement to Parliament and to all of us as Ghanaians. What's your take? The Finance Minister says road tolls will be brought back. But then my question is, what happens to e-levy? His predecessor, Ken Ofori-Atta, was very confident that, for want of a better expression, the road tolls was a nuisance tax. And so that was the basis for the introduction of the e-levy. Well, the road tolls will be brought back. Does it suggest that, as Dr. Bawumia said when he was presenting his vision statement some months ago, that he will abolish e-levy? Is that what it suggests? And then, you know, CTAG is still on strike. They started their strike somewhere in June. GTEC says, we are asking the Controller and Accountant General to freeze their July salaries because the teachers are refusing to go to the classrooms. Their requests or their concerns legitimate? Are the teachers' concerns legitimate as well? The majority says they are waiting for a debate between Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and former President John Dramani Mohammed. The minority says, well, President Mahama will not debate Bawumia. I'm sure you recall somewhere prior to the 2020 election when the minority, then the NDC, was asking for a debate, and the NPP then said Akufo-Addo will not debate Mahama. What changed now? Has any dynamic changed in the last couple of years? Well, I want to hear your say on that. So call me. Let me hear from you. The number is on your screen. 053-296-1218. 053-296-1218. A number of issues you also want to talk about. Oh, you can also talk about the credit scoring regime that the Vice President says he will introduce if he becomes president. So if there's a mobile phone that you want to buy, you can pay 1 cedi, 2 cedi, 5 cedi, and be able to obtain that mobile phone. With every month you pay 1 cedi, just as it's done elsewhere in the Western countries. You can call us and share what's on your mind. 053-296-1218. What was your takeaway from the mid-year budget presentation? Is it also the planting for food and jobs phase 2? The government says plans are far afoot to implement phase 2. Now, the question on my mind, now this is what's on our mind, right? So the question on my mind is, what was the impact of phase 1? We spent 2.8 billion on phase 1. What was the impact? Food inflation stands at 24. So what was the impact of planting for food and jobs phase 1? But we have a caller online. Hi, good morning, caller. My name is Lily. What's yours?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Awal, calling from Bimbila.
Okay, Awal, talk to me. What's on your mind this morning?
Thank you very much for the opportunity given.
You're welcome.
Personally, I think the former president shouldn't debate with the current vice president.
Okay, why?
And my reason is that when the former president, who was the president then, called the MPP government, the current president, to come for a debate when he was contesting for the 2016 election. What the vice president said was that he should go and debate with the market women and so of Sangba. The same way applies to him. He should come and debate with the market women and farmers of Bimbila. Look, the economy, they are not those who are going to tell us what the economy is. Our packet will tell us what the economic condition is. When at the time as farmers we used to buy we decide for 5 to 8 Ghana cedis. Currently, we are buying that we decide for over 40 Ghana cedis. The fertilizers we used to buy at the time for 150 Ghana cedis. Currently, we are buying it for 400 Ghana cedis. So all the at the time we used to farm the plow an acre for 60, 70 Ghana cedis. Currently, we are applying for over 250 Ghana cedis. So that shows the worst economic condition. And we talk about if you have a motorbike, fueling it that motorbike to farm. Hey, you can't even do that. So the vice president is just a joke. You can relate to what he said about we getting mobile phones and getting mobile phones on credit and paying 1 Ghana cedi or 2 per month. So as a leader, your aim should be getting people employed so that they can make income to purchase those things, what they want to purchase, but not thinking about indebting the country. Currently, the country is indebted, and what the current vice president is thinking about is indebting individuals in the country upon.
Hello, Awal, are you still there? Well, I think I lost Awal there. So that was Awal from Bimbila. You can also call us and share what's on your mind this morning. It's 053-296-1218, 053-296-1218. Let's hear you. I want to hear from you. And hello, good morning. Hello. Please note that when you call, turn down the volume on your TV set. I know you want to listen to yourself, but please listen to me. I have a beautiful voice. Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, caller. Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Abbas. I'm calling from Umase.
Okay, talk to me, Abbas. What's on your mind this morning?
Okay. I think Dr. Baumia is just a joke to Ghana. Yeah. Well, how can you tell us that you are come to share a phone to us and we pay amount to repay 1 cedi or 2 cedis? Wow, is that a president we want? Ghana, is that a president Ghana wants now? A president that will be sharing phone for the ordinary taxpayers. He will use our money to go and buy the phone, and even not.
Okay. And please, one more thing. Let's be decorous when we're sharing our thoughts. I know that a number of you are peeved, especially with the current economic dispensation. But you want to be decorous and put your message across. We have another caller on the line. Hi, caller. Good morning to you. My name is Lily. What's yours?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Alfred. I'm calling from Aframpling.
Okay, Alfred, talk to me.
Yes, His Excellency, the former president, John Dramani Mahama. In my own opinion, I think he is the same John Dramani Mahama everybody knows in Ghana. John Dramani Mahama is the person who cancelled teacher training allowances, nurses training allowances. He is the same person. He is the same person when we were complaining. He said, if you cannot cope with the economic hardship in the country, then more or less you will go elsewhere. He's the same person when we were complaining about doing so. He said we should stop using our mobile phones. You see, this is the same person who is telling us that he just wants 4 years. These 4 years, I think the Nahini boxer is going to just give it to his younger brother. That's what his intention is basically about. That he wants to get that 4 years. Because there is no government, as he said, that 4 years you can use it to transform Ghana. So I didn't see why he's so much eager to come and then take over from His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo upon the good works that this president or this government has done. I think Ghanaians have known him so much. So my opinion is that I'm pleading with every Ghanaian. We should vote John Mahama out. We shouldn't let him come into Ghanaian politics again. He should be a statesman as he is. Because as a statesman, he has never been to any invited state function before. Anytime they call him, his seat becomes vacant. So does he think about Ghanaians? Does he think about...
Okay, we lost that caller too. Well, you can also call us. Have 2 more calls, and then so. Why are the women not calling? I find it interesting when anytime we open the phone lines, I don't have a lot of women calling me. Please call me. I want to hear what's on your mind. I have another caller online. Hi, caller. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Lily.
My name, yes. Okay, my name is Lily. What's yours?
Yeah, my name is James.
Okay, James. Where are you calling me from?
Calling 25.
Okay, talk to me, James.
What is in my mind this morning is about this debate. I don't know why a performing government would call for a debate for opposition parties. A debate of what? Who doesn't know how the economy is going? Are we going to listen to their debate to do what? I don't know. Debating on what issues? This hardship economy. And so when you come and debate, then it will bring money into my pocket or what? So the vice president should rather concentrate on fixing the country that is broken. It shouldn't tell us we should wait when we come to power, we will come and do certain things. No, it's a magician. I won't say this NPC, I will just say this vice president. I think borrowing is in their genes. They borrow. Look at what he's telling us. We keep thinking of borrowing phones or we take phones on credit and pay later. Rather solving a problem that is facing the country, we win it. And people are fleeing this country to another country. It's not a problem for him to debate. I don't know. This economy is very hard. This economy is very hard. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James. Thank you for calling us and telling us what's on your mind. I have one final caller. I have one more slot to give away. Who can it be? Who will it be? Who is it going to be? Call us. Let me hear what's on your mind. There are a number of issues this week. The media budget review. Are you in support of the debate or not? So I have my final caller. Hi, Lucky One. Good morning. Hello. Did I lose my final caller? Hello, caller. I can't hear you. Well, I gave you my last slot, but unfortunately, but that's it. That's it for Inside Out. Thank you for calling us. Mind you, every Friday we open the phone lines so you can have a bite at the issues that are concerning our dear nation, Ghana. That's it for Inside Out. Let's head to the courts shortly. Welcome back. It's now time to head to the courts, and Captain has joined me. Captain, good morning.
Good morning, Lily.
Yeah, it's a dress down Friday. I like that. I like that.
Fridays are always very, very calm days, very interesting days, and all that. So it's good to have Friday here. When Monday comes, we are worried. Have a very long week, but then all too soon we have Friday at hand, and so it is Friday, and everybody likes Friday. So that's one of the things that we would always go with, and all that. So thank God it is Friday. So we got a lot for you, though. We got a lot more for you.
Anyway, new magistrates were sworn in.
Yes, so over the course of the week, there were a lot of swearing in. The President Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did some swearing in at the presidency last week, where some Court of Appeal judges, new ones were elevated, 16 of them. Then that same day, some new magistrates were also given the opportunity to serve the nation, and so 6 of them. And the Chief Justice has been speaking to them, has been swearing them in, and said, look, there you are now. It's just like, those days when you are in school and you're about to finish your whether first degree or diploma, They are posting national service that you have to go. It comes with posting, and that is where most of the headache will start coming. Where do you want to go? You want to be in Accra, and then they are posting you to somewhere in the western region, the north, and all that. So let's go and see what the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokunu has been saying to the new magistrates. 6 of them. He said, "Look, pay attention to posting. You are in Accra, but you should know that there is a court far away somewhere in the western region."
Now look to the person on your right or left. You'll see that except for the last man's sitting, everyone is a woman. This is the state of our judiciary now. It has become heavily feminized. What does it mean? It means, and before I say what it means, let me just say I'm enjoying the sound of the baby boy in the room. It tells me there's a young mother on this line. But there is a magistrate court in Nairobi, and there is one in Nswatre. There is one in Nzima. Who should I send them? Having brought yourself to the judiciary, you will go where Ghanaians are. So husbands, take note. Or significant others, take note.
So that's the CJ.
Yes.
Yeah.
The CJ is saying that, note that you are in Accra, but there's a court in Nairobi. There's a court in Nswatre. In Zima, there's a court. So accept posting to anywhere in the country. And the husbands have been put on.
Allow your wives and wives, allow your husbands to try other regions. So, long distance is beautiful.
It's one of the things that the CJ has been telling them. So we said, husbands and all interested parties, if your wife or your husband is,
or your girlfriend, your boyfriend,
that if the person is in Accra, definitely the chances are that they will posted anywhere, and they should accept posting. So that is one of the things that the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokunu has been telling these new magistrates and all that. But let's also hear from the bar president, the Ghana Bar Association president, Yao Boafo Champon, what he has to tell these magistrates.
This is my hope, that of the Ghana Bar Association, that these new magistrates who have just been sworn in will approach their new assignment with zeal and enthusiasm, and do their utmost best to bring efficiency to our courts in bringing real and meaningful justice through discipline and incorruptibility to the good people of this country, especially in the rural areas. And yours is an office that requires a high level of knowledge, commitment, and unbiased fairness and integrity. And I believe you will not disappoint the country, your families, your communities, and chambers and former workplaces you have come from. I wish you well once again on the bench. Once again, on your journey on the bench, may you be fruitful. I'm grateful for your time. God the Almighty, who sees all of us and our works.
So that's the outgoing Bar Association president.
Yes, so he has 4 years to serve, and all too soon.
Yeah,
in September.
that was so quick. Yes, I didn't realize. Yes. Hey, wow, 4 years has come so quick. Time flies when you're having fun.
There are new people in the race.
Yeah. And one of the people that I am rooting for, unfortunately, I don't have a vote.
Which of them?
Agbesi Jakpasu.
Oh, yeah, nice.
We call him TK. Yeah.
So he's running. In fact, he's the current Greater Accra, regional bar president.
Exactly.
He's in there, and one person who's also in there, she is looking for or contesting for the vice and all that.
So you know where if I had a vote, you know where my vote will stand, right? For the lady and for Agbesi, but unfortunately I don't have a vote.
And guess who the person is? Victoria Bath. Victoria Bath is also in the race there. We will be speaking to all of them. We'll bring them on this show.
Please do. Want to hear the vision of Agbesi? Yes, I want to hear his
Many
vision.
people want to hear from. But of course, again, let's go and see what Deputy Attorney General and Deputy Minister for Justice Alfred Chiayebwa has for these new magistrates.
This appointment of yours should Judicial Magistrate Court speaks volumes of your professional skills and your personal character. It also acknowledges your good career to the service of the law and the hard work and the personal sacrifices that you have made. An occasion such as this marks both a beginning and an end. You have now exited the bar to join the bench. It is a new environment with its own dynamics. You are now public officers. You are now under the eyes of the public. You are now really accountable to the public. So in this work that is chosen, which I see as a calling, it's a contribution from the being called to the bar. You are supposed to discharge your duties with diligence and integrity. You have to discharge your duties without fear or favor, affection or ill will. To accept this office of the judiciary is an honor. Once again, I congratulate you on this outstanding appointment, and I extend my warmest wishes to you all for this new career that you have.
Yes, so that is Deputy Attorney General Alfred Chiayebo. I said, no, where you are now, you've been elevated, and you need to pay attention to wherever you are going to do. But would they accept this offer? Let's hear from Emmy Bonsi Hansen. She represented the new magistrate, what they will do.
On behalf of my colleagues, the newly sworn in magistrates, and on my own behalf, I wish to express our sincerest gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Honorable Lady Chief Justice, and the esteemed members of the Judicial Council for giving us the opportunity to serve the good people of Ghana in our new capacity as magistrates. We pledge to fulfill our duties diligently to the best of our ability with the help of the Almighty God in honesty and integrity. We shall demonstrate leadership, and we are always ready to learn new things in the discharge of our duties. With the help of the Almighty God, we shall act at all times in a manner that promotes public confidence in the independence, integrity, and impartiality of the judiciary. Thank you all.
Okay, so that's the rep for the new magistrate.
So now they accept the challenge and they say,
and I was asking you what it takes to be a magistrate. Yes, something I should consider.
You can consider. We have professional magistrates, and we have those who are legally, who have legal background, law background, and all that. So they progress to become judges. So from circuit court, you are a judge, but at the district court, or magistrate court, you are. Some of them are professional. You don't need to be having a law background and all that. There are certain special trainings that you go through and all that. So yes, so 6 more have been added when the president also elevated. So that's what happened in relation to these new magistrates who have been brought on.
Was Oliver in court?
Yes, yesterday Oliver Banka was in court, and he was expecting to have his application for stay of proceedings moved. That's Oliver on your shows there yesterday. This is how he appeared in court and all that after the court sitting. And he came with some squad members.
His famous people.
Yes. So unfortunately, the application has been adjourned to 22nd of October of certainly the new legal year. So Justice Mary Enzu says that because the AG's office did not, as it were, file affidavit in opposition, they wanted to respond on the point of law, but the court said that the kind of thing that they want to respond to, definitely lawyers for Oliver Banka, led by Dr. Justin Stremsai, would object to that. So they'll give you the opportunity to file their affidavit in opposition and come back in October 22nd. But what has Oliver Banka been saying in relation to the adjournment of his case? Let's hear him.
if anybody said they were surprised about the turn of events, then the person obviously has not been interested in our republic for a very long time. I mean, it is part of the process. We know that, you have an institution that I'm not committed to getting into this matter. The president and his team have gone to cut a meat that is bigger than them to chew, unable to show up at any point to put this matter to rest. And they don't have the humility to withdraw the case. But the truth is that, for me, it's a bigger indictment on our court system and even on we, the people of Ghana, that we can allow these things to happen in a democracy. That, persons who are demanding better for our democracy will be subjected to this charade, and then we look on, and then it's business as usual. Maybe tomorrow will be different. Maybe tomorrow we'll become Kenyans, and then we'll see a different kind of republic. But today, we are Ghanaians, and so we get the kind of democracy we are allowed to have.
When you say tomorrow become Kenyans, what do you want to say?
Oh, by every measure and every account, young Kenyans demanded for a new constitution. They got it. They wanted a more independent judiciary. They got it. And when the president misbehaves, they're on the street and they're demanding for reforms to how they are governed economically. They're getting it. Today they are demanding for persons who killed protesters to be brought to justice. They got it. Today journalists are out protesting against persons who were killed in those countries. Here they look aside. So by every measure and every account, they have for themselves a democracy that is worthy of its name. So others say it is not possible in Africa. Other African countries are showing it. So tomorrow maybe we become Kenyans.
What do you look forward to on the 2nd of October when the court resumes?
Oh, an adjournment.
You look for an adjournment?
Oh yes, I expect nothing less from the system. When it has showed this, and how many years has been? It's been 3 years. We'll be going into the fourth year. So we are doing essentially the entirety of the man's term. So this is what it is, All
right.
So that's
Oliver
Banka.
He's an accused person. By relation to this very application, he's an applicant. Yes, so accused applicant. He said he doesn't expect anything. He won't be surprised even on the October 22nd, the case will be adjourned, because what is happening, the state has pressed charges against him and they are not even interested. Every now an adjournment. And he said that he casts an indictment on the work of the court and all that. So October, in the new legal year, he will be back in court and we'll see what will happen in election.
Absolutely. I understand a chief has been jailed.
Yes. Wow. Banka, the people of Banka in the Asante district, they have their chief jailed because a mining company in the area, as part of CSR, corporate social responsibility money given to the community, we are told that it's $150,000 somewhere in 2010, 2011, thereabouts. And then he said the money was not meant for the community, but for him. And then he
$150,000.
Yes. So the people want to renew their lease. The community said, "Now you are not doing much for us, so we won't do that." They filed a petition, and the reason they withdrew the petition was that they are going to send money for the community to be developed. They gave the part of the money to him, and then he said the money is for his personal use. They tried, it didn't happen. So they went to the police, reported, and he's being caught. And fortunately for him, Justice Comforter Siame, after prosecution led by Watkins Adama, state attorney, called witnesses, the court found as a fact that the charge of stealing has been established. So he was convicted and they're sentenced to 3 months in prison and fined 24,000 Ghana cedis. But some community members from Banka were in court when the chief was jailed. Let's go and hear from them.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and thanks to the government of Ghana for dealing with our case, because we have tried several times. Even we sent it to Ochehen, but the man couldn't judge the case for us. Then he told us that this case is rubbish. So we are just wondering how we can get our money from that chief. So until we send it to the High Court, before the government of Ghana help us, now we are put the man in jail. 3 months in jail. After the 3 months, you're supposed to pay 240 million. If he failed to pay that money, he's going to 5 years imprisonment. Right now, I have called my people over there, and they are happy. All the people over there are happy now. And we at Accra here too, we are happy. And our brothers in abroad too, we are happy about the conviction.
Which community are we talking about?
We are talking about Banka community.
Is it?
Banka at Asante Achim South constituency.
How long has this case been pending?
Since 2010 up to date. Today we have the judgments. Yeah.
So you are happy with the decision of the
very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. I give thanks to the government of Ghana for the process, because we sent the case to Ochehen. Banka is under Ochehen, under Achima Buakwa. But the Achima Buakwa chief, Ochehen Amwatia of Repeni, he couldn't do anything about it. He's just dodging the issue until today the government has given the green lights.
Many pastor go to a day as a mamma. I'm a banker mine. If you say some way, of course, when you're penny for a chassis, if you will call and I am a Bruno, that's not who said, a chrono near like no, young kind, that's a Nanyaku Padum, that's a company of Blaze Caddy and Tissan as yet net me at son and ask where discover dear. I was said about I buy Swada Roma, as some of the copy watching any bonny be our chin catch me catches as some bomb. Yes, but it's a penny deal, correction acquired, what can be a mile. Now sooner, why you bet me be an answer. And to me, Enco, MY, and the better Ghana bank. Ghana banks with the name of from and the penny paper at also. I mean, ya boss, and Yako Abba, Aquaba, a move pressure, dear baby. A moon to find me, Moon, my dear, baby, who crack to Chronoso, you go here, Kakanasama, or the Mekun, Mabu, Matchwatchum, the attack you near say, yeah, what catch I say, so deep in my hangi or William, none of my dear now. National point to send the Padas and Intino, or no more question 3 months, and I no matter now. Yes, you're Johannes and Jeff
The wheels of justice, they say, grinds slowly. 14 years on, the people of Banka have
the incident started, the money was paid within that period. So they tried in-house, you heard them mention Ochihne and all that. So all this, they tried to resolve the matter out of court. And when they realized that they are being fooled, they decided to report the matter to the police, and then they came to court. He was arrested, charged for stealing, and then all too soon, Watkins A. Adama is a state attorney who led this very case and got him convicted. So that's the chief on your screen. Yes.
So, doesn't mean the face of the law, he's abdicated his still then?
Has to have been convicted for a crime. 3 months, you go in, by the time you come back, the community will not be working. In fact, the community members are so happy that they have been declared, because that money, $150,000, was not for his personal pocket. It was for the community development. And for you to say that it was for my pockets, it says a lot about. So for them, they are happy. So that is it for the chief of Banka. 3 months in jail, 24,000, 2,000 penalty units. When you convert it, 24,000. So that's in relation to some of the things that took place yesterday. And
I understand the ambulance case was adjourned.
Yes, so yesterday we're hoping that the chief of defense staff will be in court to testify. Unfortunately, you notice that Tuesday, because of the budget review, it didn't happen. Yesterday, it also did not happen. But what Justice Ifiasewa Saribochi has decided to do is that originally, this case is being heard on Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, things have changed. On Monday, there will be a sitting, 12 to 3. On Tuesday, there will be a sitting from 12 to 3. And on Wednesday, the very last day of July, which ends the new this legal year, there will be a sitting. Okay. So that is the new arrangement.
So they want to end the legal year with the ambulance.
So virtually, from next week, ambulance is going to be a daily. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so coming up today, Martha Nkuma and Lewin.
Very interesting. So Martha Nkuma, Lewin, you know, they have a battle.
Yeah,
where absolutely, Martha Nkuma is said to have said certain thing about Kumewu production and all that, where Lewin is not happy with it, and he also say a lot of things. And then Martha Nkuma went to court for defamation. That case is pending. We'll bring you up to date in relation to whatever is happening or the stage of this very case today. So stay tuned in relation to that.
Okay, Captain, thank you very much as always. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Absolutely.
Let's see what the newspapers are saying this morning. Traffic, decade on remand without trial. 12 gained freedom at last. Africa's largest rooftop solar project commissioned in Tema. EC to conduct mop-up registration from August 1 through to 3. Winneba hosts 4th ECOWAS Parliament session, and autism sentence reversible. That's according to a pediatrician. That's some good news. And now to the Daily Guide newspaper. Krapa commissions largest rooftop solar project. Nana fulfills UHA's promise. Reform SHS policies to enhance student well-being. That's according to the Child Rights International. Speaker hosts Ivorian counterpart. 5,000 KIA to be trained. That's according to the NEIP boss. That's it for the Daily Guide newspaper. Now, the new weekend crusading guide. VRA allays fears over dam spillage upon Nkrumah to deliver 2024 Buzia Institute lecture. Since 2017, government has delivered 1,000 homes to security agencies, 5,000 KIA to be trained by 2024. That's according to the NEIP boss, Kofi Ofosun Kansa. Okwapem Hene testifies to Napo's humility, urges support for NPP running mate. High Court orders Lands Commission to delete all Odai Nto family entries, titles in public records. Yeah. And now to the Chronicle. Baumia fulfills promise. Construction equipment for MMDAs arrive. Distribution starts soon. Kojo upon Nkrumah to deliver 2024 Buzia Institute lecture. VRA sensitizes residents on emergency preparedness plan. I am committed to supporting Baumia to deepen bond with traditional authorities. That's according to the vice president. Okay, he's not a vice president. Did I say vice president? The running mate for Dr. Baumia. The Informer newspaper. Village chief Bagbing under fire as Sehirioso residents demand apology from him. Okay, so after he sacked the Sehirioso, a member of parliament from the chamber. Politics of intemperate language. Asiedin Ketia insults Baumia, calls him fool, liar, and okay, the last one I can't say, unfortunately. Not for TV this morning. Towards effective service delivery, births and deaths registry needs help. That's according to the minister. That help is long overdue, if you ask me. Ghana Post workers up in arms against management over varied allegations. Dan Boche reposes confidence in successor. The Daily Post. My final paper for the morning. NPP embarks on dangerous roadmap in desperate attempt to avoid looming defeat in December. Baumia wants to debate Mahama to resurrect his dead political career. Adongo jabs. Bosch Smith Hotels deal. They run down the institutions to do sweetheart deals and distribute among themselves. That's according to Sophia Ekofo. That's it. We're back with a newspaper review shortly. The usual suspects are waiting. The usual suspects are here. Today we have an additional suspect. It's time for the weekend review. Now, like I mentioned, the usual suspects are here. Mohammed is managing editor of the custodian newspaper. Cliff Ekuful is chief reporter, New Times Corporation. And we have another suspect, whether or not he wants to be a suspect. But we have another member who is joining us today. His name is Abdul Fattah Munir. He's a social commentator. And my name is Lee Mohammed. Good morning, Abdul.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Fraternity.
Our
little home.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're doing well. This is my first time meeting you.
Yes. I'm doing fine.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
How do?
Yes.
How are you?
Oh, fine. We are managing.
Are we not all managers in this country?
Yeah.
I mean, you're managing news editor, so you're managing. Yeah.
Yes, I'm managing my. I'm managing my paper and also managing my business.
Absolutely, it's important.
My life.
It's important.
No, we have been managers of ourselves for God knows how.
So far as you're a journalist,
since independence, we've been managing ourselves.
Cliff, how have you been?
Lily, not bad. Managing as well. But Fattah, how come your Fattah starts with a PH?
Yes.
Anglicizing it.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that is what my father chose. That's the way he chose that we spelled our name. Actually, I'm Fattah. My sister is Faiza. She also uses the PH. My mom is Fatih. She also uses the PH.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay. Where's your dad from?
Banka.
Okay.
But it's late.
Okay. Oh. So Bononkremu.
Yes, okay. We all born in Brownhafo.
Okay.
That's in Kransa.
Okay.
To be precise. But then we are Nordness. We are from Yendi.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anglicized Indians.
Yes.
But anyway, let's look at the issues quickly. Finance Minister on Tuesday delivered the media budget review. I was not disappointed because he was late. Well, the presentation was late. I understand. I understand he was there quite early because he's a member of parliament. Yeah,
he was there early, very early, but there were housekeeping issues.
They had to clean the house.
Yeah, there were housekeeping issues. So,
so a number of issues he presented that caught my attention was the return of the road tolls. Yeah. Does it suggest that we are going to abolish e-levy? Because you remember Vice President Dr. Baumia, when he was delivering his vision statement, he mentioned that if given the nod, he will abolish e-levy. Is that to say that if indeed the NPP retains power, they will abolish e-levy and bring back the road tolls? Then he also begs another question. I'm sure you all remember the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, saying that the road tolls was not generating enough revenue. So for want of a better expression again, it's a nuisance tax. So I bring it back and abolish e-levy. Does it mean that the expectations of governments were short-lived with regards to the implementation of e-levy? And then he talks about another thing that also caught the phase 2 of planting for food and jobs. I mean, I on the top of my head, but there are a number of issues that we can touch on as well. Planting for food and jobs phase 2. We spent 2.8 on phase 1. Food inflation is at 24. What was the impact of phase 1? Let me take your thoughts.
There are a lot of issues. Starting with Cliff for me.
Let me start with Cliff.
Well, for me,
he's facing you directly.
Yes,
as you are. For me, I take the budget review from two perspectives. First and foremost, the macro indicators, and of course, for every economist, very, very important. Growth at the end of the first 2 quarters, the 4 point.
That's first quarter.
First quarter. 4.7. Very, very remarkable. And then I did a comparison with the US. US did, I think, about 2.8 over there. And then the issue of inflation. If we know where inflation was.
In the 50s, 54.
So it means that at the macro front, we have made some
significant progress.
And of course, you need that progress to be able to tackle the micro level. So I think very impressive. I'm not surprised Guta and other bodies have expressed some positives about the budget reading. Now, the issue you talked about, the return of the road toll. Sincerely speaking, when the road toll was removed, I didn't see the rationale behind it. Because, yes, the former finance minister had made a point that, indeed, if for the whole year, all the road toll was generating for us was 71 million Ghana cedis, in comparison to how much was projected to be raised from the e-levy, then indeed removing the road toll made some sense at that point. But removing it before the implementation of the e-levy, knowing that the e-levy had become an issue that generated a lot of heat, to the extent that even on the floor of Parliament, we have to do back and forth, from 1.5 at the initial proposal. We have to move until we go to 1%. And by the time that particular thing was accepted, we have done more than a quarter of the year. So then, clearly, that became the issue. Why remove something that was giving you very little when you haven't even started the bigger one you were anticipating? So that was the challenge. Now, after the removal, people started canvassing for it to be brought back and all that. Now I've said, yes, indeed, you can't have roads without tolls. Even the advanced societies with sophisticated technologies who build roads every now and then have road tolls in there. My only issue is that if you are returning road toll, then you must ensure that you input innovation and bring road toll, and they're different guys. We can't have road toll as it used to exist, because clearly the layman sitting by the motorway can impute the figures and tell you motorway alone should give us more than 100 million Ghana cedis per annum, and yet we put all the 30-something road tolls in the country and we're talking about 71 million Ghana cedis per annum. What it meant was that monies were going into the wrong pockets. And so if indeed we would want to restore the road toll, first and foremost, we must decide which roads are we going to toll, which roads to toll. How are we going to do the collection? You go to University of Ghana, and all you need to access certain entry points or exit points is a sticker. So how do we fuse in technology to ensure that the road toll is efficient, it doesn't generate unnecessary traffic on the stretch, and then also the revenue that accrues does not go into the wrong hands. The revenues go to the right sources. So I do not have a problem
with the reintroduction
road toll being introduced. My only problem will be if you are going to introduce road toll as used to be, then it will be an exercise in futility. Clearly, we are building new roads. For example, if government decided that after finishing the Pukwase Ofankor stretch, we want to toll a section, it makes sense because look at the investment we are putting in there. But
and the number of people who live in that
enclave and the pressure on the road. But it would be very foolish and foolhardy on our part to toll that particular stretch with the same system as existed. I think we must begin to innovate and do things, because I tell people Ghanaians will pay for the service if the service is available.
That's true.
Because if somebody is willing to pay 3,000 for a passport 1 week, what makes you think if the person indeed can get the passport within that 1 week, and you decide to charge the person 1,500, the person will complain. You understand? It is simply because we pay and do not get the required services. That is why we are always hesitant about allowing the state imposing the right charges on the services they render, because we increase and it's like nothing happens. But if indeed the service is going to be efficient and we are asked to pay what is commensurate with the services that is given to us, I'm sure majority of Ghanaians will accept that. So that is my take on the return of the road tolls. Would the e-levy be removed? Of course. How much has accrued to us through the e-levy? Unfortunately, we made so much noise. I think after the earlier introduction, we're given how much was raised within the first month or so. And then after that, we are not hearing anything. I would want to see the figures. How much e-levy is raising for us? Even if we decide not to remove e-levy, what do we do with that particular resource? Is it sufficient, significant enough? If it is significant, then it is not a nuisance tax. But if it is not significant, then probably we may have to do away with it. I would want to see the figures from the Ghana Revenue Authority, because I remember, now we don't talk about the talk tax anymore. But when the talk tax was being introduced, we made so much noise. Interestingly, those who made the noise even came and realized that it is a good tax, so they even added some percentage to it. We did the same with the which, of course, if you say talk tax, that is where majority of it. We did the same with the value added tax, which is the VAT, to the extent that people even demonstrated. After the demonstration and everything, people, those who led the demonstration, got into power and realized that it is one of the easiest way to rope in people who were outside the direct tax bracket. So let's see the figures, because if indeed e-levy, as we see today, is giving us 3 billion per annum, I wonder if any rational being would want to say
we want to abolish it, and then go back to something that was giving us around 700.
If it is not, then for me it will make sense if you decide to
do away with it.
Do away with it.
Okay.
The issue of planting for food and jobs. The question I have always asked is, yes, we are in some food inflation is very high. So if we had not done planting for food and jobs, what would have been the situation? Because, and I said that because prior to the global disruption, the disruption of the value chain, global supply chain.
This word is not patented. Prior to that.
The global supply chain. In this country, of course, our lean season have always been with us, to the extent that the accounts even refer to July, which is the peak of our lean season as Kitawansa, which means that over the years, it has always been that we have seen situations where in the past, around this time, we have to virtually import things like plantain to make it. So I asked myself, if the planting for food and jobs have not been done, what would have been the situation? Are we still importing maize, even within the lean season? Because the Ministry of Agric, per their statistics, tell you, as we speak now, we are not importing maize. And so, yes, the price of maize on the market is higher. It's high. But then, if we had not done the planting for food and jobs, what would have been the situation? I have my own challenges with how we implement it, because I believe we still fashion out policies with the peasant nature in mind. And so we are looking at the one who is doing 1 acre to increase the yield. But clearly, I have said subsistence farming is not the way to go. Because if we really want to use agriculture as a backbone and feed ourselves to be able, we don't need majority of our people in there. I don't think majority of Americans are into farming. I'm sure those who feed America are a small percentage, but it is largely because the investment is given to one person, and one person ropes in a lot more, deals with large tract of acres or land, and then the harvest is more. So we could have just 100 farmers in Ghana who may decide to feed or can feed the whole, and because efficiency is brought to bear, machinery and everything. But then the question would be, so then what do you do with the majority that are peasant? So sometimes I empathize with policymakers because we need to draw a fine balance between the two. But I'm not one of those who believe the plenty for food and jobs did nothing for us, because the figures are there to show.
How do?
What are the issues? The first one is roto, as you mentioned. Well, the thing is, the roto actually has not been cancelled. It's been suspended. In the law, it's still there. But the time it was suspended, as Cliff said, it was based on the figures that they were expecting to get, the amount of money they were expecting to get from e-levy. And therefore, they wanted to suspend this. But as he also said, you don't suspend something when that is giving you something small. The one that you say will give you so much has not been started. I actually did not, frankly speaking, I did not have any problem with the suspension, because I've always raised this issue. I don't see why. I visit my old lady at Kaswa every weekend or every other week. And I queue, always in traffic from, where do you call it?
After Accra Mall.
The West Mall. I queue all the way, and I get to sometimes an hour. I get to the toll booth, and what I have to pay is 1 cedi. I don't see any sense in it. I use a private.
In West, a lot of fields.
And I go to pay 1 cedi. It doesn't make sense to me. Somebody drives a Land Cruiser, he goes to pay probably 2 cedis. It doesn't make sense to me, or it didn't make sense to me. So I was saying that, look, if you want to do it, you have to do it well. That is why I was saying that, look, I don't see why somebody driving, if you want to rake in revenue, somebody driving a Land Cruiser gets to that place, he cannot pay between 5 and 10 cedis for us to maintain the road. And at that time, you realize that even at the point where you stand, collection point, the road is bad.
Oh, the road is terrible.
Terrible.
It's terrible.
Very terrible. And Cliff also mentioned something, and that has been one of my problems. You are collecting the money, and you don't see how much government is actually getting. It's not enough. But if you calculate even the 1 cedi, the number of cars applied that particular route, how do you call it? Accra, Winneba, Cape Coast, Takoradi Road, on daily basis. Even if it is 111 cedi, you will see that in a year, you should, that road alone should be giving you more than 70 million. And yet this is the amount we are getting. So it really is that some money is not actually going to government, it's going to private pockets. It's also based on the contract that they normally sign.
That's true.
You have taken a private sector owner to do it. Something, the road that you have constructed, you have given it to a private person to collect just toll for you, and yet the person takes so much. Is it just the collection? Why is government not doing it? To do it, digitalize the system, so that if I'm going, I just get my card. If it is 1 month that I have to pass that road, I load my card. When I go, I just flash. It opens and I leave. If you travel to other countries, that's what happens. Nobody will sit in a toll. Of course, Ghana is a different country, because you need to give jobs to some people too. That is why we do those things. But if you are doing it, do it well. You know, I'm happy that disabled were employed to do.
Now they call them persons living with disability.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That is it. People living with disability. PWDs. They were doing it, and when they told this thing was taken away, they many of them were out of jobs. And you remember some people were also selling.
Yes.
At those points, they also complain about not getting enough. But if we want to do it, we should do it well. You remember Vice President, one of his is that he has said it many times that look, let's bring private sector people into road construction. Let a contractor or somebody who has money to do maybe highway 3-lane Accra to Kumasi, Accra Takoradi, do the road, do it well, and the person will tow the private person will tow the road to and recoup and get back his investment. So that when you do that, the maintenance of the road will be in the hands of the investor. So that we pay the money to. If an investor is taking the toll, I'm not sure he will allow anybody to cheat him because he wants to get enough money to be able to pay the investment that he has put in. So if we are doing it that way, if we had done that, I'm sure we will not be investing so much money, go and borrow money and be doing road construction. Let the people do it. The people who apply the road will pay the money, and government will, the money that we use to construct these roads will be used for other things. I think that's a perfect way of doing road construction in this country. Let's get private people to do the roads, get them to tow the roads and collect the money to pay what they have put in, to get back what they have put in. That's the best way. Road construction is capital intensive, so expensive that if you go and take millions of dollars, borrow millions of dollars to do roads, and yet you don't get anything from that, so you are not doing anything at all. So that's the way forward to go. Let's bring the road tolls, but let's do it in a manner that will give us more money, not this current form. And the other one.
So I mentioned what the things that I thought stood out for me, because agriculture are mainstay.
Yes.
That's why I mentioned the planting for food and jobs.
The planting for food and jobs. If anybody says he has not done anything at all, that will not be true. The figures actually will show that they have been increasing food production. I have a problem with the thing. I think that, and I've said it on this platform, why we not, let's say, poultry production, why are we not engaging the poultry farmers? Say that, look, this is how much we need within this period. What can we do to assist you to produce poultry to feed the country? We know you cannot produce 100% at once, but you are looking at a certain percentage number that you can produce to implement what you are importing in the meantime. So how much do we need to give to these poultry farmers to be able to produce this percentage that we say? Let's say we give them 40%. That or 50%. This is a production, local production that we want at this particular level, and this is how much you need to be able to do that. Then we then provide incentives for them to be able to produce. We will not have problem with importing this rotten chicken that some people eat. People have stored this chicken for years and they bring them to us. It's so cheap because look, their farmers have subsidized these things for them and they are able to produce. Let's look at rice. We eat so much rice here. I have some rice that is produced in northern region. And if you go to Eburi areas, it's common, very common. They have forgotten the name. I would have advertised this on this your show for free.
Thank God you have forgotten the name. Otherwise,
I would have advertised because made in Ghana goods.
But I eat made in Ghana rice.
And
I buy it from the Volta region. Yes. I drive to the Keta area and I buy it.
That's right. That rice is so nice that look, it's better than the Thailand rice.
I agree.
Look, very good. And it's fresh. It's not like rice that has been stored for years that they bring to us. So let's see, how much do we need to be able to produce enough? Look, I am not asking for, or nobody's asking for 100% production, because the global system is like that you need to trade. You import and you export. Or you don't shut imports completely. Because if you do that, somebody will also shut down your exports.
Exactly.
So it is hand go, hand come. How much do we need to produce? At least I have been say 50% of what we import. You support rice production, and I'm happy some people in the private sector are coming in. Remember the how do you call it, Zoom Lion man? He's gotten large tract of land to cultivate rice. And he had some partnership with people in Thailand and other Asian countries to be able to do it. If we encourage our local producers to do these things, we'll not be having food problems at all. But we are talking about scarcity of food. When people say that prices are going up, you see, right now, if you go to, when there is, you go to our northern sector, that's where a lot of maize is produced.
Yes.
And you have articulated trucks packed to cut maize to Burkina Faso and other countries. We are allowing people to cut this.
There's demand there.
The demand is there. We are exporting. It's part of export. That's why over the years we talk of trade surplus, because we are apparently exporting more than what we are importing, and yet our dollar, our CD is wobbling against the dollar. You know why? I've listened to some economists. The problem, we have to change our foreign exchange repatriation law. That people get so much dollars in this country, but the laws are these multinationals that are here. Capital flight. We allow them to repatriate all the dollars out. The amount that we are giving them, they are only keeping it just a small amount. Why don't we look at the law so that you are obliged to keep some amount of foreign exchange that you have earned out of the export in this country, but we allow them to virtually take everything out, because at the end of the year there is a period that they have to do their reconciliations, bank reconciliation, and they take all this money out, and we are here struggling about all that. So let's look at the laws that allow them to take these dollars out, because we are exporting. We say we have trade surplus, and yet we are struggling to get the dollars. These are some of the issues. So, but all in all, the mid-year review budget didn't ask for extra money to spend, and government has actually given, the finance minister outlined what they've been able to do so far. Remember the famous free senior high school. 9.9 billion has been spent on it, and 5.7 million Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians are you, and maybe you are not part, Lily.
Why am I not an ordinary Ghanaian?
Ordinary Ghanaians like me, and other many people, and Cliff, and maybe ordinary Ghanaians are benefiting from it, about 5.7 million. That's massive. And we are also looking at the LEAP. In fact, LEAP is also going on. Even as going to the IMF, some of these social interventions are still taking place, and it's good for Ghana. A lot is going on for this country, but there are still challenges that we have to confront. And that is why, as a country, the political parties will have to suggest alternative ways of making the country better for all of us. It's not just about complaining that things are hard. If things are hard, what will you do to make sure that things are better? That's what we should be looking at as Ghanaian voters. So the political parties, as they do their campaign, Chris, across the country, we should be looking at some of these things, what they are offering Ghanaians. As for complaints, everybody can complain, because if you are suffering, you complain. But what will you do to ensure that the person who is complaining will have less complaints? That's what we should be looking at.
Ado?
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. This is my first time being here. Well, the 2024 mid-year budget review, what was in there for Ghanaians? You know, last night I spent considerable time going through the budget. I had a lot of challenges understanding exactly, you know, what the budget sought to do. It's just like some ceremony, you know, it's ceremonial. Every year it is, you know, the Constitution says, you know, the finance minister must come and then either update or review the budget of the previous year or that particular year. You see, budget in essence is a statement, you know, a financial statement that will spell out our source of, that's the revenue, and then the expenditure, you know, So sometimes you can't hold people to it because it's just an estimate. But my confusion had to do with the reintroduction of the tolls.
Okay.
You see, because if you cast your mind back, this particular, mechanism of getting revenue to build roads was very topical in 2016 elections, prior to the elections. I remember Dr. Mahmoud Bamia saying that the NDC is bereft of ideas, or that the regime then was bereft of ideas in terms of road construction, and that it is easy, you just toll the roads and then you get the resource to, So I was shocked, they had to put it on suspension. So didn't we understand what we were doing? And more so when we are talking about digitalization, when we know very well that in other countries that we always want to learn from have used digitalization, so well that they are able to get enough revenue in terms of road tolling. You see, in economics, you have to understand that it is all about revenue expenditure. You understand? So your source of revenue and how you use the revenue. Ghanaians are not saying, they are not crying, or complaining too much about, taxes, because the tolling too is a tax. Okay, they are not complaining, but as to what it will be used for, that is our problem. That's the challenge we are facing. So, it is they who, the government of the day that, put the tolling on suspension, and so if they want to
the same government wants to reintroduce it.
But you see, the issue is that why is the budget not reinstating the tolling now and then revoking the e-levy? The reason why I make this point is that it is also a campaign pledge that in the likely or unlikely event,
depending on where you stand.
Yeah, you understand? Okay, there will be a cancellation of the e-levy. So if we are in the, we are reading the mid-year budget, at least, it should, be affected. You see, I don't know whether we have taken our time to read the budget entirely. It has certain, certain lapses. For instance, the amount of money that was, mentioned for the expenditure on free education. It was about 9 billion or so. 9.9 billion. Yes, almost 10 billion. But how much debt had been accrued in terms of the totality of our debt? You see it. It's more than almost more than 100 billion. Was added to the expenditure, the debt we had incurred, So it means that all along, whilst we were shouting that the economy was tough and that things were going, bad, and the reason we were giving was that free education, was the reason why, we should just bear the brunt of, the mismanagement of the day. You understand? When you read the budget, I think item 93, it talked about the railway from Accra and Sawam, stretch. I am a resident, of Taifa. I have not seen, the railway work, but it's stated in there that it's working, and that, expenditure, had been incurred in terms of ensuring that that network, was working. But so sometimes the things that are quoted in the budget, we need to be very careful, to not use it to make argument, because if you do that, you end up having issues, having credibility issues.
Right.
Okay.
By the way, before that, you see, my boss said that if anyone said that the planting for food and jobs did not inure or did not profit us, he made a statement to the effect that if or but for the planting for food and jobs, what would have been the situation? You see, before the planting for food and jobs was initiated, were prices of commodities that high? Were prices of food items that high? See, let's be honest with ourselves. You see, we always, since 2016, the World Bank projected that right from 2016 to 2017, the economy will see growth for two reasons. For the investments that were done in 2016 and the fact that we are under IMF program. And you know very well that when you are under IMF program, you will not be allowed to go on spending spree without being checked. You'll be checked. So definitely 2017 will see good prospects. The economy will have some sort of stability. So I think the government of the day enjoyed that kind of leverage from 2017 to 2018, and then 2019 we saw COVID enter. You understand? But you see, and at the same time, this COVID that we are talking about gave Ghana almost more than 22 billion.
Okay.
More than 22 billion. To the extent that our finance minister told us that, as a matter of fact, we had so much resources that surplus from the revenue that was raised in COVID era was used to support our budget. You understand? Again, we cannot cite Russia and Ukraine war for the hikes in food prices, because they who are in it, they who are facing it, are feeding themselves, are exporting. Recently, our president went to beg for grains. It's shameful. We cannot. You see, let's be honest with ourselves. To always say that, because there was Russia and Ukraine, but for those instances, Ghana would have, would have seen economic freedom as it were. It's please, you see, Lily, sometimes we are the cause of our own problems.
How so?
We give politicians, we find excuses for them. If every Ghanaian was so concerned, just like we were concerned in 2016, and we are bashing the government of the day, I don't think we will be where we are today. Yes.
This government is receiving a lot of bashing.
No.
Even you today, you have given.
Yes, I am bashing. You are not bashing. But in 2016, we found
you were not bashing.
Come again?
You were not bashing in 2016.
No. Maybe you don't know where I was.
But
I was bashing.
Yourself.
Yes. You see?
No,
so
I'm asking.
Not knowing that when this gentleman presented himself as a neutral, he's actually not.
He didn't say that. This man didn't speak. He didn't speak what I said. Everybody knows where I am. So he didn't speak. So you direct your thing to me. I am not a neutral.
Yes.
A neutral person actually to me is somebody who is a dead person. There's no neutral person on this earth. There's no neutral person in any matter.
So you see, it's amazing. We need to be objective. We should not cite some of these things as reasons why food prices are going up. And you see, I don't know, is there any data that is showing that we are actually doing well in terms of food security? There's not. So when we come to a show like this,
what is food security?
Lily, some few issues.
Just so that we can go for a quick break and come back to tackle the other topic.
That government, no, Free Senior High School. That government has borrowed so much, and yet only 9.9 billion. But why? Was he expecting all the money that's borrowed to be spent on Free Senior High School? Even that money that was spent, the person he supports, even that money, the person says it's too much. It is former President Mahama said he will not use 2 billion to put in one sector of education. Are you expecting all the money government spent to?
No, but I think I would be fair to him. His point was that it looks as if
he related it to borrowing. Lily, you know what? Lily, what I'm saying is that for us to complain that we are
Lily, why are you pretending?
He has not stated
no.
You cannot put this in his mouth.
The man spoke about.
Yes, but his point was that it's like we are blaming the
our current economic
challenges to the free estate.
Yes.
No, he said you talk of borrowing.
No, yes.
But I'm linking the borrowing to.
Please,
why you?
Allow me make my point.
Okay,
I am on the floor.
Yeah,
I was on the floor.
Let him.
No, you landed.
She gave me 30. You have allowed.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Now my 30 seconds is up.
It's even go.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to take a quick break here. I return and then we talk about other issues. The majority is asking former President Mahama to debate Dr. Bawumia. Should former President Mahama debate Dr. Bawumia? We'll talk about it shortly. Stay with us. on air. It's interesting. The behind the scenes is always an interesting place to be. But you're welcome back to the show. This is still the weekend review. The usual suspect. And we have a new suspect here.
Start the debate.
he must be present every time.
Exactly. We spoke about the media budget review. It's now time to talk about the debate proposed by the majority. Majority Leader Alexander Penyomaken stated in Parliament that former President Mohammed has opened himself up for a debate with Dr. Bawumia. The minority says, well, he's the head of the economic management team, so if you want somebody who is at his par, then he should debate Isaac Adongo instead of former President Mohammed. I don't know what you think. Let me start with you, Abdul, since you ended.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so funny, all of a sudden, an incumbent is calling for a debate. When the incumbent in 2016 decided to grant the opposition debate, you know, it was nice. It went, you know, it gave Ghanaians an insight into what the two political parties had for Ghana. Now, fast forward in 2020, the regime decided that they will not come for a debate. Then fast forward into 2024, they are calling for a debate. Something fishy is, you know, is happening. What is it? In the first place, did the 2016 debate help Ghanaians? Did it afford Ghanaians the opportunity to make well-informed decision? Because if it did, we will not find ourselves in this crisis. Look, if Nanabe himself had confessed that the country is in crisis, I don't think anybody can sit around, a show like this and say that, oh, Ghana is doing well. I have told you that the kind of performance we saw in the economy in 2017, 2018 was predicted already. By then too, there was nothing the government of the day, can do. There's nothing the government can do because you are under IMF. So the moment the country was left in their care, we saw deterioration. Now we are saying that it is COVID, and I've just cited COVID came with a lot of prospects. It gave Ghana so much money to the extent that our finance minister said that they had to use the surplus to, finance our budget. To the extent that party apparatchiks had shares. It's a fact. You see, and then shares again, of course, the Northern Regional Women, Northern Regional, one of the women who is contesting for the seat.
Felicia Tate, you mean?
Yes. Made revelation to the effect that she had, a certain amount. You understand? But you see, let's come back to Russia, Ukraine. The very country that is at the receiving end.
We're talking about debate here.
Yes. You see, I'm giving a couple
You're building a point. Okay, yes. Okay. We don't have enough time so that we can.
So you see, Bawumia today seeking a debate. For me, if people don't know,
it's fishy.
Yes, it's fishy. But I know why he's seeking for a debate. The man has lost credibility.
Wow.
Yes, he's lost credibility. Because if you're an incumbent and you know you have track record, you should no. Why will you call for a debate? You see, Bawumia cited the three achievements he had chalked as a vice president. And when you juxtapose or you want to correlate those achievements to the fundamentals of the economy, it doesn't make economic sense. Look, I don't know what is happening in this country. We go to school, we study economics, only to come, and it is very difficult to practicalize the theories we studied. I just don't understand why Bawumia in 2016 will have a debate, talk so much about economic theories, for them to come to power and then mess up. You see, all the ills, all the economic ills for which we voted against Mahama, these guys have worsened it.
Okay.
From inflation, from gross, domestic product to exchange rates. Every facet of the economy, you cannot compare it with 2016. And then,
2016, what was the growth rate?
Growth rate?
Yes, GDP.
It was around 14%.
14%?
Yes. 2016. You see,
I beg.
When you take unemployment,
please.
Let me make my point.
Lily, don't let it pass.
Let me make my point.
The growth rate.
Did you say it was 14%?
No, he doesn't know. Let's correct it.
You don't remember. If you don't remember,
No. It was just around 8%.
What?
Yes.
I beg.
And then
Unemployment. It was nowhere near there.
Yes.
When you finish, I'll correct you.
Okay. But I don't understand.
No,
I am making a point.
Cliff, please.
Yes.
And I want to find out.
Cliff, please allow him.
You go.
Because we don't have enough time.
Okay. When you come in, you can talk. Just imagine that in 2016, when inflation is around 17%, when unemployment was just around 8%, when our exchange rate was just a little above 4 cedis, you guys came.
But you are talking percentage, and then you go to and you are talking nominal figures. How?
No, please allow him.
It's not the records.
Yeah, please allow him.
You have these false records. They are not. You see it. Then you come in and then you mess up the economy, and then today you are calling for a debate. A debate to tell us that no, what you are leaving behind is better than what you came to take, or that what was bequeathed to you. In which sector?
Okay.
You understand? In which sector?
Okay.
So you have messed up the economy.
How do?
Wait. This one. Kasa Tentianton Ponko. The man is saying that, look, Vice President Bawumia, you people have trumpeted the NDC, said that he has failed as chairman of economic management team. And the man is saying that if I have failed, face me with your figures that will show that, and I will defend my record. Face me on a debate one-on-one, so that you put your record, I put my record. What I will tell you what I've done for this country, and your candidate will also tell Ghanaians what he has done and the way forward, what each of them can do for this country. This one, is it something to fight over? And if you feel that you will not debate the person, just say you not debate it. Don't say the person is a liar, the person has no credibility. In fact, I do not see the people who are saying that he has no credibility. Look, you just mentioned a headline. So coming from their national chairman, NDC national chairman, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Does he have credibility? Such a person? Somebody who knew that the party had lost an election in 2020. He all over the place. He said people should go and jubilate that they had won. He went to court and he was put to shame.
But he will not be the one debating.
But he's the one saying that Bawumia is a liar. He's the one. Why is he not allowing former President Mahama to talk? Why is he not allowing, if is he the one going to debate the man? He should allow the some person they are challenging to come out. Why are they now? They are speaking for the man. So if they are speaking, the response will go to them. So that they will take you to the man. Bawumia is calling for debate. Why? If the person is saying that come for debate, you think that you are not going to do it. Just say, I won't do it. Look, it is not by force. He said it. This is the first time an incumbent government, somebody in government is calling for debate. All the people who have refused to go for debate has always been in government. If you look at the debate record. And this thing about IEA is organized, IEA is in bed with MPP, and therefore it is fishy. They even quote to the extent that IEA board chairman is an MPP member. Why? During that man founded AU, Dr. Charles Mensah founded IEA. He even under Kufuor, he was the CEO of Valco. Is it not? But IEA held presidential debate. All these years they have organized presidential debate for these parties. In fact, in 2012, President late Mills said he wasn't going to participate. When he died, former President Mahama took part. 2012. That is where you got the Ayari cough.
Yeah.
Anytime from then candidate Akufo-Addo wanted to speak, Ayariga coughed to distract him. If the person you think that they are in bed with, I have said that if really they want to do it, it cannot be. It probably should not be IEA. They can go to Chatham House and say that we want to do this today. Chatham House, come and hold it for us, one-on-one. Look. You are saying the man he hasn't performed well. The man is you are calling him all man of lace. Let him let him talk. Subject him to strict proof. What he said he has done for this country. Baumia is saying that he has done something for this country. Face him. Let people question him. Let him put his record against your record on the debate. Let him say it. Let Ghanaians see that whether he has credibility, whether he's a liar, let Ghanaians see that. And that will be said on 7th December. Let Ghanaians say it. But if you say you will not do, I say debate is not by force. Say I won't do it. We won't do it. That's why nobody will question you. Because nobody will put gun on you to go and debate. Nobody will do it. The person they are calling, the person is not saying anything. And you have all manner of things. This thing about issue, come on. That thing they issued, and I saw the person who issued the statement. Minority deputy whip, deputy minority, my good friend Ahmed. I told him that this is inconsequential. When you present statements on the floor of parliament, statements are not for debate, they are comments. If it is a budget, fine, you debate. But this is a statement, it was not a motion. So if you say that you should come and in what capacity is he debating Adongo, Honorable Adongo, in what capacity? Is Honorable Adongo going to debate him? What capacity? Because Constitution says a vice president can debate on the floor of parliament. So any Tom, Dick and Harry can debate in presidential debate that you are calling for. To all due respect to my brother, he is not at the level of Baumia. Honorable Adongo and all those people they have mentioned line up, they are not in the class of Baumia. They know it. The person is competing with them. Why are they? They mention them. Who are you of them? I will be going to parliament. If they are listening, they should debate me. That I am saying that they are not in the class of Baumia. They should say it. That I am saying, are they? Really, those people they mention, are they in the class of Baumia?
Management of the economy is not theory.
But that is why the man is saying that.
It's practical. You have to put it on the ground.
Well, the man has.
But the NDC was in power
expose the man.
Yes, and you saw the performance.
Which one was the performance?
The performance of the economy.
By the way, let me go to this your figures.
Yes, I know. Let me correct myself.
I'll do.
No, he's interrupting me.
Okay.
So let me.
Okay.
You want to correct
this? Yes, I have the figures now.
The year you have it now.
Better you correct
the
yourself.
only year that 14% came was under Mills.
2010.
2011. And that was oil. Because that was the year we got enough oil. They started oil production. The man took it as vice president when it was that. Mills died in 2012, June 24. And that one, they are fighting over his anniversary celebration.
You guys are behind it.
Look.
Who are they? You guys.
You guys
are behind it. Look.
Yes, they are behind it.
Look.
How's the NPP behind it? Is he an NPP member?
Lily,
let's do his affiliation now.
Let me,
please land so that I can take this.
You see, because he brought you guys up, let me just give me 30 seconds to do that. He brought the growth from 11% to 3.2% in 20. Currently, the first quarter of growth of this economy is 4.7.
Yeah.
4.7 is even better than what MBB took over. So don't talk of figures. If it's about figures, we are saying that the country is facing challenges.
Please allow him. Please allow him. We're out of time.
We say the country is facing challenges. So we all agree. What are the alternatives? Everybody is proffering for us to better the lot of Ghanaians. That's what we should be talking about.
24-hour economy.
Yeah. 24-hour economy.
Oh, Masa. The man, if you ask this man to explain, he won't be able to explain.
Why would I be able to explain?
Does it will the magic wand to turn the...
It is actually the panacea to the economic mess we find ourselves in today.
Okay.
Yes.
But,
okay.
Don't go there.
Anyway,
don't go there. If you want to go there, you hear lions and...
No, you see how you are
just 30 seconds.
Realizing
just 30 seconds about this. I mentioned Professor Mills. You know, the man died in 2012. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016.
The NDC
Did
was
you
in power.
hear NDC saying they were going to hold a memorial lecture for Atta Mills? Did you hear it?
Well, no.
Did you? The place they are fighting today.
That's
for 4 good years, the place was a place for rascals. People were defecating at Asunjue Park. Who was the president? For President Mahama was there for 4 years. The place was it was abandoned. People were defecating there. We smokers were actually hijacked the place. The man you are insulting that we MPP is behind, he actually led to construct that place that you are fighting over today. Go and see the place today, Lily. Befitting of a former president who died on the seat.
I have seen the place.
You've seen the place.
Yeah.
Before this, Koko Anyu the whole led the construction. Or did you see the place?
Yes.
But anyway,
I mean,
so this thing about you go and be fighting over something that the person actually look. It is not his family member. I'm not sure he's claiming to be a family member, but he wants
he
honored the memory of the man he served. He dignified the man by making sure that government puts that place in for 4 years. Former President Mahama, who was there on 24th, was there for 4 years. They never touched that place. It was an abandoned place taken over by weeds and weed smokers.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
Cliff, let me take your submission, then I can end
debate.
We're out of time.
If you know the history of presidential debate in Ghana, the first time it was mooted was in the year 2000. Fortunately, I was present at that particular debate that took place at the Accra International Conference Center. In that debate, the incumbent, Professor Mills, chickened out. I think after the debate, it generated a lot of excitement. So quickly,
sorry to cut you, not to cut you, but there was a memorial in 2017.
Yes, there was
2017.
Yes.
Where was it held?
Later they held a service and later
2017.
Yes, there was.
Okay,
they went to Asunjue Park, then they held a lecture. Professor Lumumba was there.
So
I remember,
I told you.
but his wife, I remember his wife was absent.
So how many years did they hold till the place was?
Every year.
So you mean they were holding lectures in that abandoned place?
Please,
please
submission.
The issue of
the
issue of
abandoned
debate,
place.
The issue of debate,
and the people must be filthy.
We have always had the two dominant political parties flip-flopping. Interestingly, in 2012, we were fortunate to get 2008.
Yes,
the incumbent debated the opposition.
Yeah,
and then in 2012 we had
the incumbent did not, because the incumbent was exiting. So it was a fresh
but
the incumbent party.
But
when I use incumbent, I'm not talking about
the individual.
Party.
That's fine.
So in 2008, they participated. In 2012, same happened. In 2016,
yes,
I don't remember.
It didn't happen because NDC had problems with the IEA and said they were not going to take part.
In 2016,
yes,
it happened. For me, as a country, we must take a decision. If we want to make presidential debates a key component of our democratic process, let's settle on that and make it a compelling issue such that nobody has the luxury to chicken out.
In United States, for instance,
and for me,
there's a presidential debate.
Did you say in 2016 we didn't have a debate?
No, I don't remember. We didn't.
We did.
NDC didn't take part.
We did.
It
was in November.
Yes.
It was in November.
Yes.
Yes.
NDC took part.
Yes. It was a Akufo-Addo that opted out in 2016.
No.
The
2016. No, it is true.
No, it cannot be true.
No, I think
there was not by the IEA,
yes,
but
by GBC.
Yeah, there was a debate.
Oh, that one was not a debate.
But what was it? It was a presidential debate.
No.
Is the IEA the only mandated institution to hold debates? No, that was a debate. That was a presidential debate.
But the GBC one was saying was even 2020.
No,
no, 2016.
It was 2016.
In 2016.
You check.
Yeah, the GBC one was 2016.
Please go on.
But normally when I talk about the...
So who participated? Who people participated in the 2016 one?
What do you call it? Dr. I remember Dr. Pakwesi Indum was there. John Mahama was there. Another person, 2 other people.
No, that is true. It's GBC. But when I talk about the presidential debate, it is because the IEA had become the face of what we have come to know as the presidential debate. So I focus on the IEA one. In the 2016 one, it was the National Commission for Civic Education in partnership with
the national broadcaster,
national broadcaster that actually organized that one. And I remember, I think the then opposition leader MPP checking out was largely because they made reference to the conduct of Hassan Ayariga in the 2012 presidential debate. And of course, the IEA failed to even issue an apology. And of course, this rumor about the one who, the moderator being in bed with all those things were part of the whole thing. So for me, if we really want to make presidential debate part of our democratic process, let's affirm it so that
John Mahama was not part.
Yeah,
it was true.
Yeah,
John Mahama was not part. Yeah. But there was a debate. It was so John Mahama and Akufo-Addo opted out.
Yes, because NDC had raised issues with IEA. That is why IEA did not organize. Then they quickly organized NCC. And NCC, and they say if Mahama will not take part, there is no need. There was no need.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So it's up to us. Unfortunately for us, of course, we are an evolving democracy. So definitely we will learn lessons. What happened in America recently clearly shows that, yes, the presidential debate may not necessarily be the solution to our problems, but it has an effect. I'm sure, but for the presidential debate, Joe Biden will still have been the American
the Democrat, the flag bearer for Democrats,
candidate for the Democrats. What the debate did was, the debate clearly exposed Joe Biden and clearly showed that, I think, as he is aging. His mental capacity is also...
No, it is not about age. The man has dementia.
No, he has a genuine problem. And of course, you can... Of course,
but
people age, they operate different. Somebody 100 years...
Okay, gentlemen.
So for me, that is where we as a nation will have to say,
The paper review, we take a look at what the health front is looking like with Health Alert. And now this morning, we talk about breast cancer. I know you're wondering, it's not October, I know. But why do we wait as a country for October to talk about breast cancer and all the hula baloo, and those of us who will go braless on a specific on 13th, and then we say, oh, we're raising awareness. But why can't we discuss breast cancer throughout the year? Because it is claiming a lot of lives, and a lot of women are suffering as a result of misinformation, of no education as well. So this morning, let's talk about breast cancer. I've been joined in the studio by Dr. Susan Kiteku. She's a family medicine specialist, and Anabo Faridankwa. She's a communications specialist, and they're both from the Global Outreach Consortium. And this morning, we talk about their upcoming breast cancer project. Good morning, ladies. Good to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you for having us.
I see something Bisaying. So we should ask you, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you about breast cancer then. Why do we wait as a country for October to talk about breast cancer awareness? The need to screen your breast, the need for partners to help their wives, their girlfriends, their sisters to get their breasts screened. Why?
So I think this is an international thing, Pink October, where October focuses on breast cancer. But that's why the Global Outreach Consortium is doing this differently. The Bisayan project is a 2-year project dealing with breast cancer and discussing issues to do with breast cancer. Breast cancer won't wait till October to affect you. We have breasts all year round, you know, so
yes.
for us,
yes,
every day is a good day to
in their faces this morning.
Every day is a good day to talk about breast cancer, and that's what we're trying to do, you know, to educate the public, to let people know about breast cancer, the facts, the myths, and the stigmas attached to breast cancer.
But how prevalent? I mean, we've done a lot of education year in, year out on breast cancer. Doc, let me ask you, how prevalent is breast cancer still in society today?
So, in terms of the numbers,
data.
The most recent study that was done in 2020 showed that over 4,500 women are diagnosed with breast cancer annually. And out of that number, unfortunately, we lose half of them. Half of them die. And we also find out that about 70% of them who presents quite late. So for us, we're very passionate about this because compared to the Western world where the screenings that are in place help catch the disease very early, our women are presenting very late with very severe illness, and it's like almost too late to do anything substantive about it. So that's why we were embarking on this project, so that it's not just in October when you hear about it, you're hearing about it all year round, and then you're doing something about your breast health.
What should we do as a country to help curb the spread of breast cancer, aside talking about it in October, aside people like you who are in the space talking about it? Should we put policies in place to help people, especially who have breast cancer?
So yes, some steps have already started being put in place. Some of the treatments are being covered under the National Health Insurance Scheme. But the main thing is prevention. Prevention. If we're able to screen women early, not just the clinical screening, but actually having mammograms. So at age 40, every woman is supposed to have a mammogram.
Must it be age 40?
So
looking at how women's bodies have evolved over the years, some women are having early menopause.
So with the screening, it's based on research. So research shows that usually at around that age, that's when changes coming in, we're able to detect with the mammogram. But for women who have, let's say, a history of breast cancer, we do the screenings early, and then sometimes we also advocate, well, you can do your checks with your doctor, or you can also do an ultrasound scan. But for the mammograms, just based on research, that's why we've pegged it at 40.
So let's talk about our Global Outreach Consortium. What have you been doing over the years? awareness, especially for women who have breast cancer?
So for this is a new project that we embarked on this year.
Okay.
It's backed by Pfizer. It's a 2-year project that we are embarking on, and our main goal is to empower women who have been newly diagnosed with breast cancer. And the idea is, it's not just the diagnosis. You hear breast cancer, you imagine the fear the person is going through, all the questions.
Eventually I'm going to die.
Yes, exactly. That's, it's a death sentence. So our aim is to empower these women with knowledge and also to provide a support system and a source of community. And not just the women who have been diagnosed. I mean, they're not in isolation. They come from a family. They live in a community. So to give them, those around them with the necessary information to help them cope through their journey, and also to empower them to stick with whatever treatments have been prescribed. So idea is not to say that, don't go for your treatments if you're supposed to have surgery. If you have questions outside of what your surgeon has proposed, if you're supposed to go for chemotherapy, if you're having any issues, our idea is we're providing any additional information to help them have better outcomes.
Is that just to add to that, also for the project, we're actually working in communities and institutions, educational institutions. We're visiting churches, we're visiting mosques, we're going around educating people, because like doctor said, that these patients come from communities, they come from homes, they come from families. So if you're able to educate people, especially even students as young as 15, 16, 17 in secondary schools who are influencers, they're able to influence their parents. Some are teaching their parents TikTok and Instagram. So if they know how to do self-breast examinations, they understand the facts about breast cancer, they can also go home and
so
educate
you want to
parents.
leverage on technology?
Yes, so that's what we've been doing. We go everywhere. We use theater for development. We do drama skits in some of the churches and some of the places that we've been to educate people, and then the doctors are also there to educate the public.
You have a project coming up?
Yes, I think next week we'll be going to Laboni Secondary School.
Okay.
So we're going every month, and then this project is actually in 3 regions.
Okay.
So we're working in the Greater Accra region, we're working in the Ashanti region, and then in the Northern region with Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and Tamale Teaching Hospital. So we're working in these 3 areas, and we're working, like I said, in various communities, educating people on breast cancer. And when you go to these, you hear so many things, So this is a great initiative. What
are some of the things you hear?
Oh, so you hear myths. I mean, there was a time where in a church, and a man actually asked that he's heard that the more that a man sucks on his wife's breast prevents breast cancer.
Is that a myth?
It is. It's not backed by.
It's not fact. It's not fact. So you hear that. You hear. I've talked to one patient, and then she thought putting money in your brassiere is the cause of hair cancer. So we're trying to kind of...
Is it a cause of cancer?
No, it's not a cause. So with cancer, we don't know the precise cause, but we have risk factors.
Right.
But that isn't a known risk factor. But it's not a good idea. It's not sanitary to put money, use your brassiere as your second purse.
I like that, your second first. But help us with some of the risk factors.
So for the risk factors, one, being a woman, unfortunately, you have breasts. So that's one of the risk factors. You have the risk factor, we have some gene mutations. So you've probably heard of BRCA1 and BRCA2. So these are genes when there is a change in them, it increases your risk of things like breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Certain lifestyles like smoking, alcohol, being obese, it puts you at risk. If you have a family history of breast cancer, and we usually say a first degree relative, so your mother, auntie, sister, that put you at increased risk, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will develop the disease. So those are things that we look out for when we say risk factors.
Yes. The Bisaya, I understand there's a helpline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the helpline is, let me read it out. We have an MTN Tofi helpline. We cover the cost. So when you call this number, it's absolutely free to you.
So for every woman who has breast cancer?
Not necessarily breast cancer. So the helpline is available to all women.
Okay.
However, the issues we deal with is breast related.
Right.
So maybe, for instance, you wake up in the morning, you think your breasts look odd. or you've been diagnosed and you don't know who to talk to, you know, you can call us. So that's the purpose of the helpline. One of the things that we encourage women to do is to know their breasts. A lot of women don't know their breast. I don't know if it's because of the way we're brought up, you know, it's vanity to look at yourself. But then a lot of women don't know their breast. They don't know what their nipples...
To feel our bodies as sacred.
Yes.
And so we're shy. We don't even want... If somebody sees your body, it feels like it's a taboo.
Exactly, yes. So a lot of women don't know what their nipples look like or the texture of their breast or how it feels. And we encourage that you should know your breast. I mean, there have been some cases where it's the husbands or the spouses who have actually notice the changes in their wife's breast because they seem to know their wife's breast more than the women know their breast themselves.
Isn't that obvious?
So the helpline is available. You know, people can call in at any time of the day. For now, we're running a 24-hour helpline where we have medical professionals on there. It's not just anybody. It's people like Doc who are on there who can give you great counsel, who can give you advice, who can guide you in what to do.
So next week you're going to Laboni.
Yes.
And then after next week?
So we have other things scheduled for the
year.
Yes. So before this, we've been to some churches. We've been to some mosques in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale. So for next week, we're going to Laboni Secondary School. Afterwards, we have some other churches and mosques that we've targeted. So
what's the target for the year?
Oh, so the target for the year, apart from the community activations that I've talked about, we are currently recruiting patients all over Ghana. So we've set a target about 100 patients that we want to recruit, and we are recruiting them so that we can follow them up with their care. So we have this thing called a patient-centered interviewing techniques, and that's a tool we use in family medicine. So we're looking at the patients, exploring their illness experience. You know, it's easy to tell somebody, oh, you have this, and then you walk away. But all the psychological turmoil that comes with it. So the technique is we ask about their fears, their feelings about what's going on, their ideas. So then that's when we get things like, oh, I think it's because I'm obese, or it's because I didn't.
But at what stage can somebody be termed obese?
So for obesity, you actually have to weigh the person and use their height. So we have something called a body mass index. So your body mass...
BMI?
Yes, you've heard of BMI. So for... if you're overweight, it's more than 25. And then if it's 30, you're considered obese. That's the clinical... so you measure the person's weight, and then it's divided by their height times squared. So then that's how you...
Then you're able to determine...
Yes. So it's not just looking at... You know, you might look at me and think, oh, I'm fine. I'm actually overweight. So that's the objective way of determining the person's weight. So as I mentioned, so we talk about the ideas and then how it affects their function. Somebody will tell you since their diagnosis they're not able to work, or they're tired all the time, they can't do their chores, and then what they expect us to help them with now that they've told us what is going on with them. So that's the idea of the project, to give that emotional support as well.
For you as a family medicine practitioner, right, there's so many outfits out there who are into herbal stuff, and so you hear advertisements or if you have breast cancer, you can come with your breast cancer. Is it ideal for anybody, any woman? Well, I know men develop breast cancer as well.
We have about less than 1%. Yes.
Is it ideal for anybody to visit these places?
So what I would advise, if you find some changes in your breast, a lump, you find discharge, there's pain, you know, one breast seems to be far larger than the other one, first come to the hospital. Let us see what it is. It's not every lump that actually is a cancer. It could sometimes is a collection of fat, or if you're breastfeeding, it could be an infection. So come and let us examine. Let us do our imaging. If it's worrying, then we go on the next stage to take a biopsy. When we take a little bit of the tissue that we found and take it to the lab, and then actually find out, okay, this is cancer. Then afterwards, we can decide what the way forward is. The idea is not to say, oh, well, all hairball is bad. You know, you have places like Mampong where it has been studied. They have, you know, medications to treat certain things. But in terms of cancer, it's not everybody. Even within different hospitals, you realize that when you get a cancer diagnosis, they'll send you to specific places. They'll tell you to go and see a general surgeon or a breast surgeon or go and see an oncologist. So it's a very specialized field. So I think because we're seeing a lot of women presenting late, you know, they hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I've gone to this place and they cure everything. It's a very dangerous thing to do. You come and let us tell you what it is. Sometimes it's usually an infection, and sometimes you can have somebody come, the infection has spread just because they thought, oh, well, if I apply something to it, then it's going to go away. But maybe they needed just a week of antibiotics. Sometimes too, it might be cancer that we've seen very early, but because of the fear, they go away and then they don't come back. And then by the time you come, unfortunately, it's spread everywhere. So my advice is, if you find anything abnormal with your breast, or you just even want to go for your regular checkup, go to the designated places that have been trained to handle this kind of thing, and come, and then let's you know, go the proper way instead of leaving your life to chance.
Once again, how can people get help?
Yes, so the helpline number, let me just say it. So 0800 332200, that's for the MTN toll-free line. But for other networks, it's 030 8249 430. I know a lot of people might be thinking, okay, this is not a number I need. I don't have breast cancer. I don't have issues with my breast. But I think it's a number everybody should have. You don't know when you have to refer somebody. Oh, I heard about the Bisayan breast cancer helpline. It's the first ever. You know, so you should keep this number 0800 332200, MTN toll free. It's absolutely free to call. Or 030 8249 430.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. I'm sure you save a lot of women and men out there.
Yes.
So that's
thank you for
Donabo Feridankwa. She's communications specialist with the Global Outreach Consortium, and Dr. Susan Keteku, the family medicine specialist, also with the Global Outreach Consortium. And there's Bisayen. Please call the toll-free numbers. Somebody might be in need, or you could be in need, and then that information could be helpful to your own health. That's it for Health Alert. We're back shortly. You know, it's weekend, but I want you to stay healthy. So let's continue with health matters. And Aries Properties, in collaboration with Ghana Blood Bank, is inviting you, all of you, you watching me, go and call your brother, your sister. Tell everybody that we're inviting you to a special blood donation exercise. Now, this exercise will take place today. I started at 9 a.m., so just about 26 minutes ago, and we're ending at 4 p.m. is the fourth terrace of this building. This is the Platinum Place. Come and donate a pint of blood. It could save your life. It could save your mother, your father, anybody, or even that friend. Come and donate a pint of blood to save somebody's life. But let's talk about how you can donate and what's the state of our blood bank currently and why the need for you to donate blood. My guest this morning, Priscilla Mpabing, is General Recruiter with the National Blood Service. Is it Ghana Blood Service or National Blood Service?
National Blood Service.
Okay. And Sophia Oche is Head of Property and Facility Management, Aris Properties Ghana Limited. Welcome, ladies. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Priscilla. What's the state of our blood bank currently? National Blood Bank.
It's actually not encouraging at all in terms of the demands and the supply. It's not encouraging at all.
It's not encouraging.
Yeah.
Sophia, is that reason for which Aries decided to partner the National Blood Bank to donate blood?
Okay. Yes, so we'd start from there. Yes, that was the reason, but something happened.
Okay.
That we decided to investigate a bit more. So there's a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, who had a procedure, an elective procedure. I mean, it's supposed to be a simple procedure, but she almost lost her life because she needed blood. And it was very difficult trying to get that. So she needed 5 pints of blood, I mean, to survive. Thank God she survived. So she has been the
reason. Was it a struggle to get the 5 pints?
It was a struggle. It was a struggle, and we had to do this through the night. And it took, by the grace of God, I mean, for us to be able to get what she needed to revive her and then get her to live. You know, so it was a dying moment, and it was really touched us as friends. And we decided that we'll take it to our companies and then see how best we can put ourselves together, together with the companies we work with, to drive this campaign to get people to come out to donate, because blood can't be made. The only way we can have blood is when you have people donating. So Aries Properties, as part of our campaign for the help campaign for the month, we decided that we'll set today as a donation day for everyone. Open our doors on at SU Tower for everyone to come in and donate.
But Priscilla, if you look at the state of the blood bank or the Ghana Blood Service, is it lack of education? Is it stigma? Is it fear that is causing people not to donate?
Okay, so I would say it comprises of all that and the listed things, because many people have this myth about blood. People have their own assumptions and headsets about what's blood, and after it's being collected, what is used for. And I think a lot of people are not very much educated or enlightened about the necessary or the need for blood donation. So I think yes, it comprises of all of that.
But this problem has persisted for God knows how long.
True, because issues related to blood is a little delicate, or should I say more. And just like I said, a lot of people have their own understanding and their own myths about blood donations and blood.
Sophia, if I come today, what will the process look like? How do I get my blood back? Like they say, now I'm giving out. Are you going to give me some incentives so that I can replenish?
Okay, so we'll meet you and at the reception, and then usher you to the terrace. That's of SU Tower building, and we have a team there that Ghana Blood Services has set up, but we have refreshment. They told us what you need to nourish your body, that is after donating. So we have set up something good for everyone. We have souvenirs to give to everyone that is coming in to donate. Plus we have some good kind of atmosphere we set up there. We have some music going on. We have the entire team and entire tenants in the building coming down. We're meeting and then having a little greet and meet and a few games there just to get you relaxed, because we realize that people kind of shy away and are scared whenever we talk about donating blood. But it should be part of our daily culture, daily living. You know, so we've made it as conducive and as relaxed as possible for people to come in and then donate.
Yeah. Will there be education from the National Blood Service on what to do, what not to do, how to donate blood regularly, and who should donate blood?
Okay, so briefly, the process is pretty short. So it starts with registration. If there's a need, usually we do the education prior to the main event, but there will be some education. So you go through the process of the registration, then screening, then after the donation itself, then you are refreshed. So basically that is the procedure. It is not something that...
So who can donate blood?
Okay, so you should be between the ages of 17 to 60 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, 60-year-old can donate blood?
Yes, yes, they do. And in rare cases, people above 60 do. Yes, looking at considering their health conditions and all. Yeah, so, and looking at the fact that you are feeling well, no coughs, no colds, and all.
So if you have a cough, you can't donate blood?
No, please. You
Why?
We need you to be as healthy as possible. Because, the person to take your blood needs to get it accurately and as healthy as it has to be. Exactly. So, and you should weigh 50 kg and above. Yes.
I'm overqualified. That aspect. But what's the shortage percentage if you look at the National Blood Bank? How many pints of blood on the average do we need per month?
Per month, if I am not wrong, I think per statistics, we should have a supply over 1,000. And now I think we do.
What's the number you're doing?
No, we do less than 500. Yes.
That's worrying.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really worrying for a population like Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really worrying. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I'm like, so that is how intense it is, and the need for people to donate, because a person can donate just 1 unit of blood at an instant, but a person in need of a transfusion can take, just like Sophie said, take up to 5 or more. Yes, so that brings about the
deficit.
Exactly. So that's why we encourage people that as possible as we can. And a person can donate just 3 times in a year. That's a space of every 4 months. Exactly. So if you don't have people donating every now and then, there's always a shortage.
I think that's something that we should take up as a media house, that we encourage people to donate more. Because if we have less than the stipulated number daily, then it is really worrying for us as a country. But what's your target as Iris Properties? How many pints of blood are you looking at getting people to donate?
For today, I mean, our limit is you're looking at 100 plus. You can have 100 people donate today. That would be great. Yes. So we have preparations for at least 100 people, and then we have room for more. We have more nourishing items. We have coconut, we have Milo, we have the malts that is needed, all the pastries, foods, everything that you'd need to replenish you after donating. We have that ready. So we're actually opening our doors as many people as are willing and ready to donate to come in and then run the quick test and donate. We need as many people as possible to donate.
How long does the test take?
It should take less than 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, depending on how quick we have different body types, and some people take longer than others, but on a normal it shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes through all the processes.
And how many minutes does it averagely take to donate the blood?
8 minutes.
Oh, yes. To draw out my blood, yes. 8 minutes. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So it means that it's relatively short. So everybody should be able to donate. I wish everybody in house today can donate a pint of blood to save a life. You never know who will need that pint of blood. It could be you, actually. So it's a good thing that you're doing. Congratulations to you. So today it started because we are past 9 a.m. So through till 4 p.m. Everybody can come in once you are 18.
Yeah, 17.
17. So is there any instance that a minor has donated blood? Has there been any instance?
I think so, but certainly not from our facility, because we ensure that the right thing is done. And then, yes, I'm sure people have, because there are instances where we went to facilities and you hear people saying that, oh, I wasn't 17, but I donated and all. But we ensure the right thing is done.
It's done.
Yes.
So once you are 17 till 16, please, and please again, coming, let's donate a pint of blood. You never know who you're saving. It's just 20 minutes tops, and then you are done, and you could save anybody's life. So from now through till 4 p.m. we're expecting all of you coming. Your numbers, we know our target is 100, but we have room for more, right?
Exactly.
Sophia?
Yes.
Yeah. So please come and donate a pint of blood to save somebody's life. It may not save a life today, but it can save a life tomorrow morning. So please come and save a life. Thank you very much, ladies, for coming. Is there any other thing that Aries is doing in the coming months as we're ending the year?
We would keep you posted on that, but we want to do a lot more giving back to society, and then we're looking at, of course, partnering with neighboring building to do that.
Absolutely, which is very important. But Aries, what do you do generally?
Oh, so it's more of real estate. So real estate development, more on the commercial market, having to do with student accommodations, and then build HQs for companies that need it. So we have SU Tower and we have 335 Place, which are our two flagship properties on the market. They are all grade A office buildings. We have a few spaces in there. If you need to relocate to your office, just give us a call. Come walk around, have a look. You have all the facilities that would help you to give that kind of environment that your clients need and your staff also need as well to thrive as a business. So speak to us.
I'm sure people will be calling you and walking into your offices. Thank you very much for coming, Sophia. And thank you, Priscilla. Please donate a pint of blood to save a life. Sophia Ochoa is Head of Property and Facility Management, Aries Properties Ghana Limited, and Priscilla Mpabing is General Recruiter at Ghana Blood Service or National Blood Service. That's it for Health Alert. We're back shortly. Stay tuned in. to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV. It's now time for the lifestyle segment. But on lifestyle today, we go to the church. Sunday, tomorrow, some sects will go to church, and on Sunday, tonight, some people will do all night. My guest this one is Prophet Benjamin Fojo. He's the head of Benjamin Fojo Ministries. Good morning, Prof. How are you?
God is helping us. Good morning to you as well.
Good to see you. We are invading our spaces with the word of God. Tell us about invasion.
All right, thank you so much. So it was 10 years ago when the Lord spoke to me about invasion. And then when he spoke to me about invasion, he told me that the whole concept of invasion is that he wants us to redefine human lives. You know, I keep saying this here that it's painful when you live a life God has not called you into. Especially when you succeed in something that God has not conscripted for you. So God told me that bring people into the alignment of knowledge where they see God in His thing.
But how do I know that this is what God really wants me to do?
Powerful. You see, I feel that in our end time generation, people are more into what they feel than what they hear. It's into what makes them happy than what makes them purposeful.
Right.
People wouldn't want to hear the Lord's voice about what life really is about. They want to just feel comfortable about whatever life presents to them. So you see, you can only get to know what it is when you hear the voice of the Creator. So God says, come up into intimacy and hear my voice for yourself.
That's a deep one.
Yes.
So how do I hear God?
All right, so we hear God in so many ways. So many ways. You see, David said, once the Lord has spoken, twice have I heard that all power belongs to God. Now, you can hear the Lord's voice by reading the Bible. And that's one thing believers are doing at all these days. And you see, you don't expect to hear his voice if there's nothing you are reading. So just imagine your Bible is closed and want to hear God audibly. It's impossible. So God actually wants you to read the scriptures, and through understanding, he now talks to you. So in many ways.
You said something that people dwell on what they feel rather than what they hear. So if I am reading something from this iPad, and then I have an inkling that this is what I should do, is that not a feeling?
So that's discernment. Now, feelings has got to do with what makes you comfortable. Discernment is the voice that comes from the Father. You see, every voice that comes from God would always counterpart what you feel, because God will never dwell on your feelings to give an answer. Because he knows how dangerous it is. In fact, people that dwell on how they feel also end up in commotions. In fact, 99% of our regret came from our feelings.
Really?
So, I'm telling you. You see, there are good feelings and bad feelings. Let me say this. Yeah.
That's true.
Right. So let me say the good feelings has got to do with what God calls discernment. And even that one, there has to be a parameter that governs that sector. If not, you'll be too sure you might be wrong as well.
Are there instances where people have come to you and they tell you that, Prof, I feel a contention in my spirit. I feel this way, but I hear, or my inkling tells me that I should do this one, but I feel comfortable doing that.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you a testimony here. I have a brother. He came to me years ago here in Ghana, where I came from Belgium. He told me, the man of God, I want to travel to US, but I think Canada will be best because my friends are telling me that Canada has the opening now. So for some reason, I'm like, oh, let's pray about it. And even me being the pastor, I'm like, you know one thing, let's go for Canada because Canada, they're chalet. And God to me, no, tell the guy to stay in Ghana because after 2 years, there will be a major opening for him in America. I'm like, boss, I prayed and God told me, no. God says the answer is USA, not even Canada. So wait, let me man of God, please, no. Canada is a real deal. He went and he bounced the guy.
Now you have to stay extra.
So he stayed for 2 years in Ghana, and the Lord opened a major door for him. Now guess what? He now went to USA through a scholarship, and he will be funded to his PhD. You see, I do hear people tell me, man of God, please, I feel this, but I hear this. You see, it is better to go for what God says than what your heart tells you. Because sometimes you can be too sure and you can be too wrong about it.
Now, this is the reason we have to come for invasion.
I'm telling you.
When is invasion?
So
and
on
where?
the 28th of July at 5 p.m. this very Sunday at the Holy Hill Chapel, Fifth Cathedral, behind the GCB, Towers.
No,
That's
Holy Hill
second
Assemblies
here.
of God.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So you can't afford to miss out. I'm ministering with God's servant, Reverend Dr. Kojo Banka Boateng, together with Ohima Mercy.
No, good morning.
And then my junior sister, Mimi Fojo. We are coming together to lift up God's name in the place of prayer. And we're going to see signs and wonders.
Okay.
Yes.
But what should people expect?
So every time or any time I get interviewed, I keep telling people that come expecting Jesus. And I'll say this here, you see, when we tell people that the central focus of our meeting is miracles, we divert God's intention. Because God's idea of people meeting them is that they conform into the life he has as God. So come expecting Jesus. He's going to bless you indeed.
Is it something you do just in Ghana? Because you don't live in Ghana.
Yes. So I do it based on God's leading. By God's grace, we've invaded Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Belgium, Germany, London, USA. So as God leads us, God takes us to. But here in Ghana, this happens to be our 4th edition.
Ah.
Yes.
And every year, do you do it at Holy Hill?
No. So,
Okay,
2 years ago, I did it at my father's church, opposite the West Hills Mall. And then last year, we did at a conference because we're going in numbers. So this year, I spoke with Dr. Bempa, and he bought into the vision as a man of God, come do it at my place. And that was it.
So this Sunday, what time again?
So at 5 p.m. Not Ghana man time, I mean 5.
I like that.
Mean 5 p.m. I said 5 p.m. Yes, at Holy Hill Chapel behind the GCB Towers. And they should be there on time because by 5 the place will be.
Is there any means of transport for patrons who are coming?
So this day we couldn't release buses because all the buses are filled up. Just from Amasaman, we have about over 12 buses coming. So that's how packed we are. So I believe that since Seka happens to be a central part of Accra, they should find a way means there. Yes, or probably they could contact us on our social media handle. We'll reach out to them for help.
What's your social media?
So on that's Benjamin Fojo Ministries on Facebook and Instagram as well. And our protocol, reach out to them, please.
Okay. So this Sunday at 5 p.m. we're all going to invade the Holy Hill Assemblies of God Church. So God will invade our lives.
Exactly.
So thank you very much for coming.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I'm grateful.
You're welcome. That's it. Let's see what the tech world is looking like. And the current millionaire is in the house. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. As for Spiky, you know how I feel about you. You're one of the few reliable people in this house. So I greatly celebrate you, Spiky. It's now time for Tech Daily. All right, so the birthday celebrant is here. Kobe, Spiky, and Kuma. Kobe, how did you celebrate your birthday yesterday?
I celebrated with you. All of you in this building. Yes, my buddies.
But belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What are you teaching me today?
Well, it's a Friday, so we're talking about what's trending in the world of tech. So news, tech news. And did you ever use a CD?
Hey! Yes. When you clean it,
CDs have a lot of history. Personally, we learned when you get scratches and you're trying to watch the movie and then it's breaking.
My goodness.
You couldn't handle it. You had to put your finger in a hole. I mean, kids today will not know the hustle we went through with CDs. Some of the things that we actually struggled with was, there was this myth, I don't know if it's a myth or if it was true. I wanted to clean a CD, put toothpaste and use it to clean it and you wash it off, then the CD be okay. Or we use, that's what my mom, she probably not be hearing this, but your perfumes that were getting missing was my fault. I was using it to clean my CDs, my music CDs, my game CDs. Yes, but all too soon, well, not all too soon, it is coming to an end. So Sony has cut production of writable optical media, which are better known as CDs. So Sony is, you remember when we used to burn CDs? So no more burning of CDs, no more. I mean, everybody's using flash drives now. Everybody's using external hard drives, solid state drives. CD, you'll be missed. But there's some research that's actually talked about how new CDs, new technology has been implemented in CDs are enabling larger storage. So back then, maximum you could get from a regular CD was 700 megabytes or 650 megabytes. Now, and then we got DVDs, which are 4.7 gigabytes, and then we got Blu-ray DVDs. And Sony, which manufactures the PlayStation, if they say they're cutting down on CDs, then Charlie, it's a big deal. But I can understand. They're not sustainable. When they get scratched, they're not usable. So it might not exactly be the best solution. But it could work in the big industry. So maybe they may be thinking about how to implement that there with the larger storage that they've developed. So, bye-bye CDs. We'll miss you, but won't miss you. For those who have old PlayStations, you might want to keep those CDs safe. Moving on, we all know about ChatGPT. Well, guess what? There's a new one coming up, and it's called Search GPT. Hey. So OpenAI, the company that makes ChatGPT, says, you know, we know you struggle with search. We know you struggle with finding things and searching for things. So we're going to give you a new feature now combine the strength of ChatGPT with search. So that means you can search for things online and get very good relevant sources. As they say over here, it is going to give you fast and timely answers with clear and relevant sources. So you know how ChatGPT does it. You type, write this for me and it will do it. Lily, I'm looking at you. All your assignments you've been doing with ChatGPT.
My lecturers are watching.
Lecturers, I'll show you how to catch Lily and co. So yeah, but this time, I mean, this is going to be good because then you're not going to have to use whatever ChatGPT vomits for you. You would now it'll help you search, it'll help you find clear and relevant answers. You know, so and then you get the sources as well. So you can quote, and ChatGPT says something, you can quote. Not that it's hallucinating and giving you things and you believe and you put it in your thesis and going to be lying to the rest of the world. Anyway, moving on from that, video game, Hollywood actors are going on strike because video game companies are using AI. You can't blame them. I mean, think about it. If I wanted to use Lily for my event and Lily was out of town, all I'd say is, Lily, send me a very high definition photo of you, record yourself reading this out for me, and I can use AI to emulate you and then emulate your voice. Really? So why would I need you physically over there? And that's what's happening in Hollywood because companies are beginning to make AI versions of these actors, and it's really beginning to impact them. I mean, we saw this coming years ago. Game of Thrones, there was a scene where somebody's face was put on just something, and then you know, maybe you don't want some parts of your body to show, but you have to do that in a scene. AI, CGI could do that then. Now AI is taking it to the next level where they don't need CGI to do that again. They can just create you. So much technology right now and so little time. I just hope we can live to 200. They should just do something so we can live in, longer and experience more of these technologies. And we'll be able to tell our children, when I was your age, I had to do like this to dial a phone. When you dial 0, you have to wait for it to go back. Before you dial 1, you have to wait for it to go back. Did you experience that?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I have for you, Lily, today. And why are you laughing plenty?
I know what my director is saying, but we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much. Birthday celebrant. As for the birthday, we have to continue till the end of this weekend, though.
We still have more cakes. So.
Yes, we have to. Anyway, that's it for Tech Daily. Let's do some celebrations now, shall we? So, tomorrow is one of my favorite people. Have a great weekend. Please donate a pint of blood today.